Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. So in this one we are going to be primarily talking about a new company that's going to be making some Avatar merchandise, plushes and figures. But first, a slight update on Avatar Studios. The reason I didn't rush to make a video about this, I think 2 days ago when this news came out, is because to me, this is more or less just sort of a rephrasing of the initial Avatar Studios announcement. There's not really much else going on in this one, but it's notable enough that it's worth mentioning. So as they say here, last month they announced the launch of Avatar Studios, led by Mike and Brian, animated theatrical film and so on. And so Deadline here, who have this exclusive quote from network president Brian Robbins, has this quote. "We are in the early stages of developing and exploring what we are calling an entire Avatar Airbender universe," he said. "Mike and Brian are hard at work, and I think that universe will encompass definitely a theatrical film, animation, certainly multiple TV series and multiple films. I think we will be ready very soon to tell the world what is coming first, but we are not there yet because we're in early stages of creative development." So the rest is just some details about, like, okay, there's the Netflix thing that's still going on, what Avatar and Korra are, and yeah, most of the projects from Avatar Studios would remain in the Viacom CBS ecosystem, Paramount Plus and Nickelodeon as the primary destinations. We're excited about filling our own platforms today. We will strategically license content to other places for different reasons, but mostly our focus is in filling our own platform, starting with linear TV. So this one is kind of interesting in the sense that I think everyone has always felt that, like, since the announcement, oh, everything's going on Paramount Plus except the movie, which will be in theaters and then will go on Paramount Plus. But if you actually watched the Paramount Plus event, a lot of the talk was actually around stuff like this, was that they might license out one of their shows to another platform, or they might actually have something still on Nickelodeon, the TV channel. So I don't know if you're meant to read too much into the idea, like, starting with linear TV, that it's like super specific to Avatar, that like one of the first Avatar things is coming to TV. But I definitely wouldn't rule out the idea that they do this, where it's TV first and then it goes on Paramount Plus. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, this is perhaps one point where you would say, ooh, like, fans aren't particularly confident in Nickelodeon when it comes to having an Avatar show on TV. It's been proven with the way they handled Korra that they don't treat shows like this the best. Now, maybe they've learned from this. The fact that Avatar Studios exists highlights the fact that there's no way whatever new show they put on Nickelodeon TV is going to get treated like that. But still, you've hyped this up around a streaming platform, just do it that way. But we'll have to wait and see. Now, the main thing here probably is, I think we will be ready very soon to tell the world what is coming first, but not yet, because they're still in the early stages of development. It seems like a completely contradictory statement to a degree, that we're still early so we can't say anything, but like, once we're out of those stages we'll tell you as soon as possible. I hope that's the plan. I hope when they say very soon that they mean the next, let's say, 3 months, to give them a decent amount of time. When someone says soon, I typically don't think of multiple months. I really do think of soon as in like a month or less. Otherwise, like, the definition of the word soon is all over the place. In terms of soon in business, soon in creative aspects and so on. But like, to me, soon is like, you mean it like at some point soon. Not like in half a year. Not even a quarter of a year. Like, this has to mean within the next couple of weeks, if not something like that. Now, who knows if I'm reading too much into that or whatever, but this has always been a problem with every fandom, not just Avatar. The word soon, when they say it as get hyped because something's happening soon, what does it exactly mean? Not very clear. So, yeah, the idea of like, oh, does this confirm multiple TV series, multiple films? I got that from what they announced initially. To me, it's not really much of a reveal that he's saying that here. because effectively this is what was stated. Mike and Brian's initial statement with the launch of Avatar Studios effectively said the idea of that they want to expand the universe, picking multiple timelines and stuff like that. I wouldn't read into him saying Avatar Airbender, because obviously they're quoting an interview. I doubt that's what they're going to refer to the universe as. It's the Avatar Airbender universe. That'd be very weird to just make the franchise a little bit focused more on airbenders than anything else. But Avatar universe is maybe something they can't quite use. But either way, like, everyone knows it as primarily ATLA. It's the ATLA Avatar franchise, whatever way you want to call it. So typically Airbender gets used in there as one of the terms most associated with the universe is probably Avatar and Airbender. So yeah, from a more business perspective, this I suppose makes sense. I wouldn't be reading into that. But yeah, there's nothing really to say here. But I guess, you know, we're expecting news soon, which probably means that the worst case scenario would be that we're waiting like 6 months to a year for any sort of news. But this seems to confirm that no, as soon as they're ready, they will inform everyone what the details are surrounding what they're doing. So I guess what the movie is going to be about once they properly start production, they'll probably have some stuff ready to go. So that is quite exciting. Wish it was more detailed and specific, but it's still very early. Next, let's get into the figure information. So this is all relating to this company here, QMX. And the first thing that they announced is this Aang Q-Fig Max Elite. So you can see the picture of it here. The colossal Aang Q-Fig Max stands approximately 9 inches tall from the base of the clouds to the tip of Momo's outstretched wing. The vortex surrounding Aang is crafted in translucent material, capturing the majesty of airbending in all its glory. Momo seemingly rides the current, passing over Aang's head, which has been adorned with mastery tattoos. No detail has been spared in bringing The Last Airbender to life for your Q-Fig collection. It's going to be $49.95. And here is some pictures of it. So let's look at the Aang first of all. I have the picture open a little bit bigger here. So if we look at it here, it's obviously this mix of kind of chibi but not quite chibi. It's trying to hit being realistic while also being sort of super deformed. And it's fine. It looks good. It looks accurate to a degree. I'm not sure about it just yet though. I love the base. I love that it's the sort of tree stump, but then there's the airbender kind of symbol on it. The really detailed swirling air pattern with Momo on it, leaves. That's nice. That's the sort of effect stuff that we want out of bending characters in statue form. To me, before I make a decision on potentially if I was to get this or not, I would definitely want to see how they do more of the characters. Like, what does a Katara look like in this style? Because, like, the Aang looks good here. The face sculpt, again, I think overall looks good, but maybe the expression is not quite what I'd want, which has typically been, I think, a little bit of a problem for some of these companies, is getting that right. Here's some slightly different angles, just showing it from behind, just some of the details here. I don't think there's too much really to focus on here. This one, maybe you get a sense more for the Momo, which again looks quite good. Obviously, the scale is a little bit off here, but you know they're going for the super deformed look. So yeah, it seems like this company, they mainly call their figures Q-Figs, and then this is a Max Elite Q-Fig, which is why it's kind of bigger than a lot of the other ones. What they're also doing is these things called Q-Pals, which are basically small plushes of the characters. So they're doing Aang, Sokka, and Katara first of all. They're all going to be $19.99. And they're saying that they're 8 inches and that they're super soft, high quality materials and stuff like that. So yeah, really cool. So let's take a look through them. So there's Aang, got the arrow tattoo, more simplistic face, but actually I think that for a plush that sort of works rather than trying to be like overly accurate and having it maybe look weird. So that's actually quite good. There's the arms, the legs, the staff actually looks quite good there. So that's cool. Side on view. Pretty nice. From the back, the arrow tattoo goes down. You can see the arrows in his hands. They have, you know, there's what like Aang's outfit actually looks like from behind. Like, it highlights just how kind of weird Aang's, you know, outfit actually is, that like it kind of balloons out at the front a little bit, but then it's kind of like open at the back. Kind of why it's weird to like do it as a figure at times. But here's the other side with the glider staff, which again it's quite small, but and it doesn't have the same bit here at the bottom. But, you know, it's a simplified version, it makes sense. And there's the trio together. So they're pretty much going for the same scale for all of the characters. They're not trying to make one taller than the other. But they look nice. And if you like plushes, it seems like this is a good thing to go for. So there's Sokka with the sort of glum look in his face. That sort of fits, I suppose, a little bit of Book 1 Sokka, I suppose. Side view, there's from behind. He does have the pouch for the boomerang. 3/4 kind of view from behind, and then Katara. So I suppose the hair here is the obvious thing. So let's take a look at that. The side view, yeah, that looks pretty accurate. The hair loopy into the kind of bun thing at the back, and then the braid comes down. So yeah, that's really, really nicely detailed. Got the water pouch. Aspects of the outfit are all really well done. So really high detail on these. Like, they're not just simple plushes. So that's definitely pretty cool. And then we'll quickly just take a look on their Instagram, where they do say that The Last Airbender is coming to QMX. We'll have Q Figs and our plush Q Pals, and they basically say here, who should they make? So obviously everyone's suggesting do all the characters, every single character, Zuko and stuff like that. Makes sense. They know obviously they have to complete the obvious characters of do a Zuko, do a Toph, probably a Suki's going to be demanded, but you know, there's a demand for a lot of characters. You know, there's a lot of characters they should do. The question with this obviously is how available are these going to be? They obviously, you can order them from their site once it's properly available. I think on Instagram they do state here, yeah, in stores in the spring. So that's when this Aang Q-Fig is coming out, and I guess the release date is roughly the same for the plushes as well. That's their sort of first wave of Avatar stuff. So you know, I think this price for a figure like this, quite detailed, is good. It all depends on, do you like their specific take on characters and how they look? Because I think that's actually a decent price for the amount of detail in this figure. Similarly, 20 for an 8-inch plush, you know, that's not super large as a plush, but they seem really detailed, and if you like that style, that seems really good. Let's just quickly take a look at the rest of their stuff, in that, like, this is a Q-Fig Max Elite, but they do just normal Q-Fig. So let's find a character that I actually know here, so we can I can maybe make some sort of comparison. Okay, here's some TMNT. So who do they have here? Okay, let's go Leonardo, the best turtle. So you can see here, this is just a sort of normal Q-Fig. So it's not a Max Elite, so it's just got a more basic base. So we'll see this, I suppose, as they go forward, that probably every Avatar one won't be a Max Elite figure where they have the giant crazy base. And it is just more of a kind of 5-inch figure or statue. And you have some of this detail going on here. So yeah, this seems pretty good. Again, you can tell it's sort of super deformed a little bit. They have their own style. But this seems like a good idea, I think. This seems like the thing where if there's somewhere I can get these without having to pay crazy shipping and stuff like that, and it's easy to get, you know, depending on the character, I probably will pick up like 1 or 2 of these. Especially the kind of the cheaper ones here, like this, because like, you know, for your Turtles fan, like, that's a nice set of the 4 turtles in like really stylish poses and nice kind of detailed bases. That looks really cool. I'd love that for Avatar. So definitely seems like a cool company here that are really committing to doing some really interesting stuff. So in the comments, let me know what your thoughts. Do you read anything into what was said here about, you know, the potentially the name Avatar Airbender? I don't really read much into it. The whole mention of like TV maybe as something that they're going to start with. But yeah, like, I didn't really take this as being all that much. But the main thing, when they say very soon, when do you think we're actually going to hear some proper news about this? That's what I want to know. And then, what are your thoughts on the Q-Figs and the Q Pals plushes from them? How do you think these are going to be? What are your thoughts? But that has been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.